I love Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, but it's no surprise at this point that the hype for it died off quickly and significantly. This honestly makes me sad because not only was I excited for the game to be released, but I still do love the game. So, now that the game has been out for just over 3 months, let's talk about the 4 main reasons that it fell short of the hype. It's no revelation at this point that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl just feels unfinished. It's missing voice acting, any sort of campaign or single-player mode, extra game modes for casual players, a robust online system, and some smaller things like settings to save a controller layout to a name. I really hate having to set my layout every time I play. Overall, it just felt like the game was rushed, and people and publications really took notice of this. I think the negativity that was brought around the game because of this point ended up really hurting the name of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. I do want to call out that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is not the only one to fall into this category. It feels like many of the games that are coming out recently are unfinished and rushed, all of them with the promise of the issues getting smoothed out via a software update or something like that. This is a can of worms, so I'm going to avoid it, but I do just want to say that I really hope that this trend stops. I'm going to call out you and myself on this one. Although it's obviously really easy to compare a platform fighter to Super Smash Bros., it never should have been so closely compared to Smash. In the same way that someone shouldn't compare a truck that is built to haul heavy loads to a family van that is meant to carry large amounts of passengers, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl simply has a different purpose and playability than Smash does. Most of the people on the internet went around saying this was going to be the Smash Bros. Killer. Not only did that set the expectation that this game would play like Super Smash Bros., but that it would be better than Super Smash Bros., which is totally ridiculous because Smash is nearly 25 years old. At the end of the day, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl needs to be viewed as its own game with its own flavor. Don't pick one over the other, play both. Play Smash for the reasons that you like Smash, and play Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl for the reasons that you like it. Contrary to popular belief, they can both harmoniously exist as games that you regularly play. Hey, this is Diblin from Another Angle. Just want to say if you're liking the video, you should like it, and if you really love it, then you should subscribe because that makes the algorithm happy, which makes me happy. And hey, if you want some more Diblin content, you can check out links to all my other forms of content down in the description below, and I hope you do that. Okay, continuing with the video. Bye! Now, before you yell at me, I know they just announced the crossplay is coming this year, but that doesn't change my point. When this game was released, it was released on 4 different platforms. That meant that the relatively small population size that bought this game was split up between 4 platforms that couldn't play with each other. This has honestly been a pretty devastating reality for me because when I go online to play, there's only ever 1 or 2 people that I can actually play with that are playing at the same time, if that. I have been streaming this game where several times I have gone to play online and there has been no one else available to matchmake with. This has literally forced me to close Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl and play some other game. And that makes me sad. With that said, I do hope that with crossplay coming out later this year that it does revitalize the game a little bit, allowing a lot of us to play with other people online. I would argue that this is one of the main failure points for this game and probably the hardest for their team to actually resolve. This game is fast, really fast. For anyone who's never seen this game before or never played a platform fighter, watching this game as an onlooker would be extremely confusing. I would bet that 90% of the people that watch this game have no idea what is actually going on. As a player, I actually love how fast it is. It's challenging and it's exciting, but as an onlooker, it's extremely confusing and chaotic. Slower paced games allow the viewer to break apart what's going on in digestible bits, and it allows things like commentators to commentate on the moves that are being done, the plays that are actually happening. With Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl's speed, which highly encourages button spamming, it can be really difficult to keep up with what's actually going on. This point was made painfully obvious when Hungrybox streamed his first tournament when the game first came out. His stream was unbelievably successful. He had over 20,000 viewers, which was his highest viewer count to date. It was so exciting. I personally was so excited to see how many people were chiming into this new game. But the very next time that he streamed this game, he had less than 5,000 viewers. That's a 75% decrease after a single stream. Obviously, there's going to be a hype drop off right after release. That makes sense. But 75%, over 75%, is huge. It was clear that people were turned off because of how challenging it is to understand what's going on. This to me is a fundamental issue for this game from the viewership perspective. I would argue it shouldn't be changed, but unfortunately that also means that the viewership for it is just going to be low. With all that said, what is my takeaway? Well, as you may have guessed, I love this game. I absolutely love it, and I'm going to keep playing it. Sure, it has its weaknesses, and I probably won't be making much content around it, but I cannot deny how much joy I get from this game and the long, late nights of laughing with my friends because of some absolutely ridiculous SpongeBob combos. I highly encourage you to give it a chance if you haven't already. Keep an open mind and have some fun. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace. But it's no surprise at this point that the hype for it died off quickly and significantly. Was that Moose? Did Moose just run by, or am I crazy?